The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Smells great.
Really well done idea.
Very syrupy.
Nobody cares.
Sweet and
Hello.
It's like when you poke
You already
soda
cracked your
machine,
beer.
but the water didn't come out.
It was
only the syrup.
by accident. It cracked itself, and I just had to start
Look at
drinking.
that. This is kind of,
I don't like that.
Okay, we've got all around the horn, and then I'm going with the hibernator.
Nice. What
All
is
right.
that? Old Leatherman.
Yeah. East
Gentlemen,
Rock
Nice.
Black Lager.
crack your beers.
isn't that like
Gentlemen, crack your beers.
horror movie like Old Leatherman?
Yes, that
Sounds
was
like a NASCAR. Why do I
He's
look
a-
really super
He's a
dark?
bad guy.
Joe, what are you drinking? What happened to Joe?
No, I look really dark.
I'm drinking Big Whoop.
Oh, you got that, that's
No big
right.
whoop.
From the
Big
valley.
I'm gonna turn
No
this
big
way
whoop.
so I get
No
more
big
light in
whoop.
the background.
That's a big head going
Talk
on.
amongst
Cheers,
yourselves.
gentlemen.
No big whoop.
Cheers. Hello. Little toast there. You know,
Oh.
big guy.
Sorry. L'chaim.
Cheers. All right.
Salud.
L'chaimen.
Sla-
L'chaimen.
Sláinte.
Tom Hyman.
Well,
Dan just texted us. He might be a bit late.
You think?
Okay,
Wow.
so I have to request something. Last week I reviewed our 2 hours, and I came up with a total cumulative beer talk of 23 seconds. That was a little shy.
that sounds about right.
It was a little
More than I
shy of what
thought.
I was hoping for.
What are you looking for?
I
What
was
do you
able
need?
to get Mike saying it's good. It was the Sam Adams.
6.5 seconds.
So
Dave.
I'm gonna take the horns on this one.
Let's go.
Every once in a while. First impressions of your beer, starting with John.
That's good beer talk. It's good.
I love it. This is a local beer in Waynesboro, Virginia. They have one brewery. It's called Basic City Brewery. I've only had this there and draft, and this is the first I've had it in a can here, and it's very smooth. It's very light, so it's a good one to start out with.
Can we see that again? What is it? What brewery is it from?
It's called Basic City Brewery.
Daily Pills.
Our Daily Pills. So a lot of the breweries are doing pilsners now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an alternative to IPAs, I guess.
Kind of get to the middle.
IPA
Okay,
from
Mike,
death.
what'd you have?
I have Old Leatherman Black Lager, which I don't know if that's a real category or just kind of a made-up category, but it's basically a dark lager. It's pretty strong, 8.5%. So it's not surprisingly.
8.5.
Yeah, and it's a big freaking bottle, so very malty. Almost got a little bit of like a licorice seed. That's hard to say. Nose, like really kind of sweet and malty. And East Rock has some good stuff. I think their mission is supposed to be German-style lagers, and occasionally they've been releasing these big bottles. It's like specialties. So far so good. Let's see if I can make it through the whole bottle.
Mike, does it taste like they added some anisette liqueur to it?
That would be cool, or like absinthe maybe, or something like that. Absinthe would be even cooler.
Ooh.
It's an interesting point, Joe, because remember like not that long ago when, you would find like dark beers and they say like, coffee brown ale or something, or coffee porter.
Right.
And there was no coffee, but it was just, because the way they roasted the malts. And now they actually, every, boutique or microbrewery now has some kind of dark beer where they actually add coffee to it, or they steep it over coffee beans, or like, so it's just kind of like the next step of the flavor profile, I guess.
A lot of them are very good. I'm such a wuss that I won't drink a coffee, like a coffee stout before bed because I'm afraid it will keep me up.
I was thinking about that. I had a Cigar City. You ever have Cigar City stuff out of Tampa?
From Tampa.
Yeah, all this stuff is really good. They have a Havana espresso dark beer, It has a really pronounced, strong coffee flavor, but I was thinking the same thing. I didn't want to have it too late because I was afraid it was going to like keep me up. I mean, it had a really strong flavor, but it was
You don't
really
think
good.
that the beer and the alcohol cancel out?
Yes, they do,
If you
Counselor.
drink enough, probably, yeah. But
All right, we've already broken some records.
There we are. We're got about 46 seconds easy.
Right.
That's enough.
Okay, guys, I'm hanging up.
The over and under was like 45 seconds. So
I think it's Joe.
He's back to junior high school conversation.
Crush it.
He's bringing our game way up.
Let's try to go around the horn, and then we can
Then we can digress.
I think my kids aren't sleeping yet. I'd be getting yelled at for being too loud.
All right, Aaron, what you got?
Yes. So I have a local brew as well from there. That's Trillium Metal Alloy. It's called. It's an IPA, 7.3% ABV, which is one of their, kind of middle of the road, maybe a little bit towards the upper end. It's a nice beer, very grapefruity, citrusy.
I like that.
You actually introduced me to Trillium Metal, which
Trillium.
I thought was very good.
Yeah, this is not as good as Trillium Metal, but it's nice, and it's billed as a beer built to make the tough times a little better, and that's what it's doing.
That's a good sales pitch right there.
Drink a lot of that crap.
These are some tough times, boys.
These are historically tough times.
Okay, Robert, what you got?
So I've got a Hanging Hills Brewing Company. Whoop, let's try that again.
There you go. Perfect.
This is it's a little bittersweet. This is all Connecticut. This is from Hartford, Connecticut. They were one of, I just read last week, they are a victim of the COVID-19 economy.
Yeah.
They went out of business.
Oh,
no.
They
so that's one of the last.
closed up. So I saw this the other day. Actually, when we were buying beer for last week's for the inaugural sailing of the Craft Beer Channel, and I grabbed this because I've had their beers before. They're really good. This one's called Oh New England, and it's a
Oh, New England.
it's a IPA, Centennial Idaho 7, which I'm assuming is the hops. It's a 6.5 ABV. It's not too bad. It's a little it's got a little malt, which is kind of nice. It's not super bitter. It's definitely really drinkable, and it's got some nice flavors to it.
Nice.
Now, you're not pouring that into a glass. You're drinking it right out of the can, so you're not really going to tell us about the color or anything. You're just going to...
Beer color. If you'd like, I can go get a glass.
Beer color.
You don't have to. You don't have
Color will be yellow later.
Okay.
An amber
Or
color.
as I say, I like it in the can. Oh!
Hey, nice.
All right, I'm not touching that one.
Beer jokes.
Edit.
Jose Spo, as he's called in Gmail world.
Jose Spo.
What you got?
I got Big Whoop. I don't know if you could see that picture.
Yeah.
It's a skeleton driving a big wheel.
With a hop hat.
It's from Bad Sons Brewery in Derby, Connecticut.
Right
That's
down the
where
road. Right
We're
down
going
the
to
road
be
here.
there in a couple months.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's right. We will be visiting there November 7th to celebrate the victory of Joe Biden
Yes.
over the Stain, who shall not be named. So this is a double IPA. It's got a nice golden color. Not a huge malt character, but a little bit. 9%, perfect for right before a call with Asia. And I would say it's pretty well-rounded, like a good amount of hops, but not overpowering. Personally, one of my favorite things is the artichoke on the head of the guy. Which
I do like
I'm just
that.
going to insist artichoke and not a hop cone.
Picture as a hop.
And it's pretty tasty.
Is it because of your love of artichokes that you find that?
Because he's Italian, Dave?
Yes.
That may have been what drew my eye.
That
may have
works.
been what drew my eye.
Okay, part two, and this will conclude the beer talk basically for
Like
a while. I
Dave's
guess.
like Taskmaster.
Wait, we didn't do John. Did we do John?
Yeah.
Yeah, he started.
Yeah, he was first.
Sorry, John.
David, what are you doing?
That was
I'm
memorable.
sorry. I am drinking.
I want to hear John again. It's Daily Pills.
Do over.
I'm drinking Long Trail. It's called Hibernator.
Okay, yeah, I've had that.
I found that particularly apropos. It's got the taste
Yes.
of someone that's been living alone for a long time, and I like it. It's a kind of a dark, like an amber. I don't know what you would.
It's malty, if I remember a little bit.
It is a bit malty.
It's
I was looking for
maltier
the
than most.
ABV. It's a 6.0 ABV.
Excuse me.
It's good. It's tasty. I like it. I could drink a lot of these.
I praise.
Okay, so this part 2 is if 2 beers had a baby, it would make the beer that you're drinking. Name 2 beers that would have a baby and make what you're drinking.
Huh.
So starting with John.
Wow.
If A and B had a baby, it would result in your beer that you're drinking.
Interesting.
Can we do
Wow.
this
Like
like
the
a
movie?
friends meeting?
It's like a movie pitch. Like, oh, it's
Yeah.
it's, I don't know. Name 2 movies. You know what I'm saying?
Towering Inferno.
Great example.
Joe,
Great.
And Planet of the Apes.
Well, I felt like you need a little more structure this week. You know.
Joe, you lost your chance at selling your treatment.
What treatment?
Pitch.
Pitch.
Talk to pitch.
Yeah. That's why I'm not in that business.
Jeez,
You know,
Dave, that's a
I
tough one.
drink mostly local beer, so it's hard to say. You know, I would say the 40 anniversary. What was it we had last week? The Sierra Nevada.
Yeah.
Nevada,
That
yeah.
was there's a little bit of that in this, and there's a local beer called a Star Hill Northern Lights, which is an IPA that I would say this is very close to. But I don't know. I that's an interesting question.
Okay. Mike.
I'll have to drink all 3 to make sure.
Okay. We encourage that here.
I would say maybe it's a union of Mackeson's Milk Stout and I don't know, what is it, McEwen Scottish Scotch Ale maybe, which is Scotch Ale is like really strong and really sweet, and Mackeson's is pretty sweet too. So yeah, definitely along. Although this is a lager, those
Pretty
are
dark too.
very dark. Yeah,
Pretty good carpet stain potential, Mike.
Yeah, it cleans up beautifully with the right treatment.
That's the CSP, carpet stain potential.
Yeah, exactly. A good call, Bob. And good retrieval, Joe.
And Aaron?
Geez, I don't know enough about beer to participate in this conversation, I don't think.
Sure you
This
do.
is high-level stuff.
It really is. I mean, the easy way out is to say one of the parents of this beer is just the straight up metal,
Yeah.
right? Because this is a metal alloy. And then it's got to be something with some kind of citrus, maybe a straight up shot of grapefruit.
Like a sculpin.
Okay.
A sculpin, there you go. I like it.
Ooh. I never had sculpin.
Actually, I don't even like grapefruit. And the grapefruit sculpin's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good call, Bob. I like that. Metal and a sculpin. I'm in.
I like grapefruity IPAs. Like I like IPAs that are citrusy.
Then you should have this one, Mike. Metal
Yeah,
alloy.
sounds like I
I
would
don't
like
know
it.
that I've ever seen anybody else with a sculpin other than Ballast Point.
Me either.
Yeah, that's the only one I know too.
Metal Sculpin sounds like a rock band.
Yeah, it does.
Metal rock band.
Like Norwegian black metal.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
thrash music, whatever they
Right.
call it.
They play sculpin metal.
That's a subcategory of a subcategory.
Right.
Okay, Bob, how about yours?
What about Joe? You going around the horn?
Your horn is different.
Okay, I would say, I was thinking about this. I had the luxury of time, and you put John on the spot.
All right,
I would say it's like a Sam Adams lager, and with the malty, and maybe I was gonna say Sierra Nevada, but as I keep drinking it, I'm like maybe like an old speckled hen, but there's a little bit of a bite there.
Huh. Speckled hen. Wow.
Yeah. But it's definitely got a little bit of the, it's not it's an IPA, but it's not really bitter. So maybe like a regular Sierra Nevada, if you'd like pour it half and half with a Sammy Lager, something like that. Nice.
Okay.
Dano
Joseph?
says hi.
Aw.
Oh, look at
Hi,
that. New
Dano.
addition. Oh,
Craft beer
Dano.
channel
You
mascot.
don't drink beer? A lot of dogs like beer.
He's 14 pounds. That may not end well.
Is that a
Well,
rainbow sweater
Miller
he's got
Lite.
on?
Yes, it is. Are you judging him?
He's representing. I like it.
Yeah.
I get a lot of thumbs up on the Rails to Trail when I
I'm
walk.
sure you do.
Rails to trail.
A lot of strange looks. They were keeping social distance like 9 months ago. What the fuck?
I mean,
Oh!
you do know he's in the house. He doesn't need a sweater in your house, does he?
All right,
Yes.
Joe. Joe,
Yes.
what you got?
He likes to be fashionable, Bob.
He lives with 3 women. He wears a sweater in the house.
Whatever it takes, man.
Mhm.
Like Dan, the way he wishes he could dress. Anyway, my beer, I don't know. You guys have had stuff like Boom Sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love the boom
Lord
sauce.
Hobo.
It's like a dialed back version of that.
Huh.
It's strong, but like the hops character is definitely like dialed back a little bit. So I would say maybe it's this is a stretch, but it's the best I can do. It's like Boom Sauce meets Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. It's just it's like dialed way back.
John Stanton.
What'd you say the ABV on that was?
9. So if it weren't 9, it would you could drink multiple. I could not drink multiple, or 2 I'd be on.
That's a heavy load.
All right, I'm gonna.
Asia Prep.
Where the hell's my cursor? Oh, Dan's waiting at the door, but I will just say I had a lot of time to think about mine. Mine's like a Killian's. Newcastle.
Killian's Irish Red?
Yeah, it's got that kind of taste to it.
Still make
that?
What?
I haven't seen it in a while.
I don't know. It reminds me of it. It's like I would know the taste of Killian's or Genesee. There we go.
This quarantine is doing nothing for my belly. I'll tell you that.
Oh, you guys! I started running.
Wow.
Just to get the hell out of the house, man.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
Fuck my knees. I just need to get out of here.
Right.
I wish I could run. That's not happening.
I started walking.
I got my bike on a trainer downstairs. It's too cold. I've been watching like shit on Netflix and riding.
It's so freaking and windy too. Like this past weekends, it's just the wind has been brutal.
Is that
Skinner? Beach, forget it, man. It's like it's getting knocked over.
Yeah, I know. You're even closer to the water. It's got to be worse.
Skinner.
Horrible.
Yeah. Hey, is that pronounced or second helping?
Mike, I need to tell you.
What?
It's pronounced.
It's pronounced.
You watched that ZZ Top thing yet?
I did.
No, I'm gonna watch this weekend.
It's real good.
Can you believe how nerdy they were?
Right?
Yeah.
Why do you say they were nerdy? What does it
how are
say?
you nerdy?
They were fucking geeks.
The guy
man.
was like, you should have seen him. He was dressed in like loafers and like an Oxford shirt with like horn rim glasses and no beard. It was crazy.
That was like the 60s in Texas.
Yeah. They put out Tres Hombres in like 1969.
Yeah.
I mean, they were opening for Hendrix. It was just, I love the Frank Beard is like, I was hanging out taking a bunch of acid and coke and
Yeah.
It's like,
Billy Gibbons' band, The Moving Sidewalks, opened for Hendrix.
Yep.
I mean,
they had pictures. Well, you'll see it, but they had pictures of him on the plane with Hendrix coming up the plane, like the tour plane.
I had no idea.
Man, me neither.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, they popped on the scene when we were in high school.
Really? No, they've been around. They had a tour in like '76 where it was like the Taking Texas to the World tour.
Yes, and they
buffalo and scorpions and rattlesnakes, like on the stage with them
and buzzards.
Yeah, it was like insane.
They talk about that in the documentary. It's good.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of.
That's funny because I do remember thinking that it was kind of weird that these old guys all of a sudden were pop stars like in 1981 or whatever that was.
Yeah, they weren't
Well,
that
I
old then.
think
They were
cheap sunglasses
30
was like
maybe.
kind of their crossover. Tush and then cheap sunglasses.
Yeah.
I'm bad. I'm nationwide.
Nationwide,
Yeah.
yeah, that was
That's a
good.
great. That's a great sound on the guitar in that.
Yeah.
too. Lord.
No, my favorite part of that film was them just in the room now, just playing, and they sound fucking amazing, man.
I still remember seeing them and thinking that's a lot of sound from a trio.
Yeah.
It was very full without.
Yeah.
You know,
I wish I could remember that show. All I remember is the green lasers.
I never saw them, which I
So-
regret.
I was so completely wasted.
They're
I gotta
supposed,
see them.
Mike. They were supposed to come up to Mohegan.
Yes.
Or Foxwoods.
Really?
Yeah.
And I was gonna try to maybe take Tyler to go see that, but obviously
Yeah.
everything's whatever.
I was interested in that. I was interested in John Fogerty too, which I think is like April 25th, like maybe tomorrow or something.
Yeah,
Saturday. That ain't happening.
we gotta check out some stuff.
Stay 6 feet from everybody.
I got to take the kid to some more stuff. So
They're going to be concerts again? Like, how's that going to look?
Oh no, it's going to be happening this summer. I watched the briefing tonight.
Oh, I'm
We're all
sure there was a
good.
lot of
Oh,
information.
cool.
Did you know what? Did you hear what his new remedy for COVID was?
Yeah.
What is it?
Spray Lysol on the inside of your body.
Inject Lysol.
Inject Lysol. That's right.
Inject
Yeah.
intravenous disinfectant is what
Yeah,
he said.
injecting Clorox.
Shut up. He didn't say that.
He
said
He
that.
did. He
Aaron.
did. I was watching it.
There's no end to this.
Well, that's the thing. It's like we're so numb to it now. It's like I don't even notice anymore when all this crazy shit is said.
And that's when he's most dangerous.
Yeah, you're not paying attention.
I'm hoping that Biden provides that moment. I'm hoping that he provides that moment on stage at the debates.
He could do it. That would be great.
Well, he's kind of insinuating, he's said things like, I'm going to beat him like a drum and stuff like that.
It's going to be two old people that can't talk.
Two
for
old
an
white
hour.
guys.
I fear that, John. I really do.
There we go. Dan. Logan's Run.
Oh, so good.
I don't remember nudity in that. I'm going to have to rewatch that.
Just
Yeah,
a little
just
tiny bit. Get a
Fast
little,
forward.
just a little quick kind of glimpse.
Yeah, wasn't there something? There was something like the Star Trek transporter where Logan could just dial in when he wanted like company for the night or something,
Yeah,
and then
Yes.
It was
showed
a
up.
magic booth, and they would
Yeah.
show up.
Great.
I don't even remember seeing that.
Really?
I'm gonna get that at Best Buy. Definitely when they open.
The ability to dial that in.
Hey, hold on. I'll be right
app.
back. Let me order that.
Turn
that an
it
app?
on.
Is that something? That's a real thing? I want it.
The network you're
Turning
hooked
in
up
early.
to, I think.
The only better scene that I remember was Westworld. Remember in Westworld?
The original movie, yeah.
Yep, Yul Brenner.
The girl comes up into his room like she's just there for him, and she's
Yep.
like this hot robot.
Yep.
A
Like,
robot. I'm sorry, that was funny.
not robot.
Like Blade Runner.
She's not even a person. She's a hot robot.
And with that, I'm cracking the seal on this bad boy.
Ooh, I got to go get mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna get mine too.
I know that we got a few of these.
I'm almost ready. I'm
Yeah?
almost ready. Almost ready.
I'm gonna go get my other beer. Just keep
I'm
drinking.
back to the Sam 76.
There you
got
go.
the 76 going?
Actually, wait. I'm missing my.
Wait, in a
accoutrement.
bottle. Oh, John's got to get his hat. It's very important.
I'm going to get mine.
Can you taste your beer? That's awesome. I love it.
That's perfect.
He's got the Minuteman.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Dave, this will sell your channel for sure.
Perfect. With the right background, it looks like New England in the background.
Yeah.
It's Northern Maine. Yeah.
Well, dude, you can just do this,
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. That's the tri-point hat, right?
Yeah.
Hey Bob, what was the Pretender song that you liked the bass line? Was it Mystery Achievement?
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to that yesterday. He was a really good bass player. Pete Farndon. Bass
Yeah.
parts in that album are incredible.
Yeah, they're quite good. It's like no one not to play. It's like the whole Sting thing,
Yeah.
Wardrobe change.
That
Love it, John.
Wait till I get my Guinness cracked.
Can't even imagine what you got going on for that.
Put your Bono hat on.
You guys were talking. We were talking about on the thread at one point. The Pretenders. Someone said it was like the perfect pop song or whatever.
Oh, Joe did. Brass and Pocket, I think.
Pocket.
No, it was the slow one, Ohio. I was like,
no, that's not the
Oh
perfect.
no, I think he was talking about Brass and Pocket.
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, Ohio's definitely not the perfect.
No. I don't think he was talking about Ohio because
He was talking
I
about
remember
Brass and Pocket.
I said I don't like anything past the first two albums.
Their new record's supposed
Brass
to
and
be
Pocket
good.
because Brass and Pocket's on the first album.
They have a new record?
Yeah, it just came out actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Not
Is Martin Chambers on it?
probably it's him and Chrissy and whoever they hire.
It made me think about like what I thought was the perfect pop song.
Which was what?
I'm gonna. This may surprise you, but I'm gonna go with the Cars. Just what I needed.
Oh, good song.
That's
a
a
great
solid.
song.
That's a solid showing right there.
Yeah, I think that's It's got the driving beat in the beginning, kind of like spare, and then it rocks into it. I think that was a great song.
That whole first record just rules. Great.
Life's the same.
Like,
That's way better than Brass and Pocket, I think.
yeah.
I think that's the first thing that I think. Like, if you say new wave,
Cars.
I think like the first thing you heard that was new wave, I would think of Cars.
Really? I think Elvis Costello.
I heard Cars before Elvis Costello.
I don't think he did. I think Elvis Costello came out first.
Yeah, he was
I could
around
be
for a
wrong.
while.
I thought Cars were like early high school, and Elvis. I associate Elvis more with college.
Well, Elvis is
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Elvis was there and
76, maybe.
Yeah.
Late
Yeah,
77.
That early, really?
Yeah. My Aim Is True came out in 76 or 77.
When
I
was the
just,
car? When did the Cars album come out? 78.
77, I think.
That's a 79, I think. The Cars
Dan, don't look over your shoulder.
I just took a swig of this.
It's not that good.
What am I tasting?
Uh-oh.
It's different.
That would be the guy that was working that night. He took off into the back.
Is it a workers' comp claim, Mike?
I liked the one I had before, but I never had this one.
No,
Going
I
in.
mean, like, I'm literally tasting something different. I can't kind of.
Oh yeah, I hear you. It's like cardamom or something. Or
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, it's a Saison, isn't it? I think that's the yeast.
No, it's not a saison.
Oh, it's not?
It says farmhouse ale.
No,
but
it is. Mine's a Belgian style saison. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
Saison.
I went to the beer store today and I asked for it, and he said, "Oh, we don't have that, but we have a lot of other saisons." And I was like, "Well, I don't. I need the one that Dave mentioned."
It's actually not bad.
it is a
Like,
saison.
who's Dave?
I was like, this tastes really different.
Yeah, the guy was like, "Who is Dave?" I'm like, "You don't know Dave? He's got this thing on the American Craft Beer Channel."
You're like, dude, just give me what I asked for, will you please?
It's different, but it's kind of good.
I got this
Oh, Little Heaven.
Who else got it?
IPA from
Oh, you
Two-
got it, right? Oh, you got the Little Heaven. Little Heaven.
Yeah, which isn't bad. It's like a light-bodied IPA.
I've never had a saison before. This is my first saison.
What is it?
Yeah.
Saison?
I've got to say, I wasn't familiar with that term. I've never.
It's like it's supposed to, like Bob, correct me. It's supposed to be like spontaneous fermentation, right? Like the yeast isn't added. It's just supposed to be like,
Just the yeast that happens to be around floating. in the
yeah,
air.
like in a farmhouse or like around,
It's all over the fucking place.
like in
Yeah,
an
I think
agricultural
those,
area.
Like the Belgians would brew outside,
Yeah.
the monks, and the crap would just fall in.
Yeah.
For
Never
better
know
or
what
for
to get
worse.
that day.
Don't want to be making that in Brooklyn. Sorry, no offense.
I'm kind of glad I didn't get it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, whatever they're doing, those Belgian monk beers are like legit, man. They got nothing else to do except make, chocolate and beer. Pray.
Orville
That's a
Orville
very
Drive.
different taste.
Oh,
So it says farmhouse ale and saison.
Yeah, I think they're basically variations in the same
going for the
thing.
next one.
Yeah. I kind of like it, Dave.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's
kinda cool that
it's
they brew
different.
that.
it's
kind
totally
of
different.
specific style. Yeah.
I wonder if it changes by batch. If they're depending on whatever yeast is around, maybe.
You wonder about that. Hey, Dan, you
Yeah.
got a golden eagle on your shoulder.
I want to say nevermore, nevermore.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
That's the playground where my kid plays after school.
No.
Yep.
In that,
Maybe you should find another playground.
It's a Brooklyn Hawk. Yeah. All the kids were like crowded around. Like that top of that fence is probably 12 feet off the ground.
Is that like?
It's
Is it like
sitting
fake to keep the pigeons away, or what?
there. It's real hawk. It's like good foot tall, I think.
Wow.
Is that a Cooper Hawk?
I don't know. They're kind of
Right.
all over the place down here. They eat
Dave,
grass.
here's my next.
What you got there, Bob? Oh, that's my favorite of the night, actually.
What is
What
that?
is it?
Yeah, it's got some great graphics. It's
Oh,
from
oh,
Beard
it's
in
a
Southington,
beer
Connecticut. Not Stonington, Connecticut.
Oh, beard. Yeah, that was a cool can.
They
Bob,
it's
bring it
not-
a little closer.
it's not quite Treehouse, but all their beers are really solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is Beard.
It is a great can.
Yeah.
You need
And the
to
name of
buy
the beer.
that.
What's the name of the beer?
It's called Stunner for the Win.
Stunner for the win.
It looks a little like Dave Vine on the can.
Little wedge thing going on there.
A little
They've got
wedge.
they
Wedge in
got
the
one
can.
called Dogs and Boats, which is
Dogs and Boats.
Oh, I've had that.
I have one in the garage. It's really good.
That's good. And they make one. It's called Fret. It's got like a Strat looking guitar on the can of it. Every time I go into the place I buy beer, there's just all these new beers in there. My friend Jesse is like the beer guy, and I'm like, dude, you're killing me. Like every time I go in, and they're just like leave your wallet kind of thing.
So they all
Bob, is all their stuff IPAs?
Now they make a couple other things. It's predominantly IPAs and double
Yeah.
IPAs. This one's like a middle. It's like a 7%, I think. Yeah, it's a New England style India Pale Ale. It's not a double or anything.
Okay, here's a question.
Oh my God,
What is a New England style IPA?
versus a West Coast.
I think we got to start with the guy with the 3-pointed hat for this.
I gotta get my second Sam Adams out then.
All right,
think
we'll get back
think
to
it's
John. I'm sorry, John. I've been putting you on the
Mike?
spot.
Mike, I think it's the kind of hops they use. Have you ever had Green Flash, which is like a West Coast IPA?
Yes. Yeah.
It's a very good beer. I think it's like they either use like a Citra or there's different style of hops. I don't know if it's where they grow them and different flavors from that, I think. But
I think the grapefruity flavor profile may be kind of New Englandy, right?
I don't know. This one's
I think so.
really
Dave asked the one guy who's not in New England to talk about New England stuff.
I mean, for all it looks like you are.
It says they're purposely hazy or cloudy.
Yeah, they're hazy, right? They tend to be hazy.
Yeah, and it's a departure from the light, dry mouthfeel you often get with a West Coast IPA.
You know,
Like
I hear a lot
Sierra
of
Nevada, I
these people
guess.
say that mouthfeel.
Heady topper.
What is that? I don't know what that means, though.
It's how it feels in your mouth.
Really?
That's a really good explanation, Dan.
Dan, this is why you're included in this.
Oh.
I heard Heady Topper as I walked out.
Yeah.
I drank the last of those 2 weeks ago.
You know what? I'm going to say it. I'm not a huge fan. It's
Well,
not
Hetty Topper. Where's Hetty Topper from?
Vermont.
Is that like Hetty Lamar?
It's like
The Alchemist.
it's the Alchemist Brewery, and
That's right.
it's almost always rated as like the top beer
Yeah.
in the country.
Oh, dude, it's delicious, though. I mean, it really is, but I'm not waiting in line or driving hours. My neighbor goes up there because he has grandkids, and the doorbell will ring, and the kids will be like, hey, your friend's here.
Yeah.
And he's
If
got
you
a
can get it
4-pack.
delivered, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say no to a delivery, but
It's top notch, though. I mean,
Yeah.
it might be your favorite, but yeah. So this is kind of what it looks like.
Oh, it looks like mine.
Hazy.
Yeah.
Here, so just put it in a different can.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to hold it in front of you to not key it out there.
It is delicious, though. I'll tell
There
you.
you go. Yours, Dan, yours, well, I mean, the colors are going to be correct on these things, but yours looks a little more
hazy,
lighter and hazier, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the hazy.
Very
No?
I like the hazy.
I like that. You get a little, little detritus at the bottom of the glass.
Detritus, that's good. Once again, not optimal from Brooklyn.
Filters here.
I want everyone to bring their top pop song of all time too.
Okay, that'll work.
How do you narrow that down?
Yeah, that's hard.
That's a really tough call, but that's a good question.
I don't know. You guys started the thread.
Legit question.
Top pop song.
8675309.
Oh God, not that one. That's not allowed. No Tommy Two-Tone. Absolutely.
Mike, I started watching The Matrix last night. I thought of you.
You were watching The Matrix last night? The original?
Yeah.
So was I.
Was there another one? It's like a remake of The Matrix?
Well, they made 3 of them.
Reloaded and
First
whatever.
movie
The
and the other
first one's
two.
the only one worth watching.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah.
So
Weird, man. I was watching that also.
Were you
serious
really?
question
I thought-
though.
That's kind of weird.
That's very weird.
What determines the best pop song? Like,
It's it's up to you. It's what you
That's a
think
hard
is a.
question.
It's subjective.
You're gonna have to defend your choice, Bob.
It can change hour to hour, of course.
Best hook.
good.
Yeah, hooks are important. Hooks.
Gotta have a hook that grabs you.
Yeah,
Hookiest.
Choruses,
like
Right.
melody, singable, memorable, whatever.
Lyrics,
good lines.
everything.
I would say something that makes you sing along with it even when you don't want to.
Wow.
Oh, that's good.
Wow,
Like an earworm?
Earworm.
Earworm.
Yeah, yeah.
that would be Poison. Ain't got nothing but a good time.
What's it?
That's not in my
See,
top
have you guys seen the Geico commercial with Rat?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's the Geico insurance commercial, and they're interviewing this old couple. And they're talking about how they just bought a new house and they really like it, but they've got it. They're glad they got insurance because they have a rat problem. And then they pan to like a rat playing in the basement, round and round. And then they go to the bathroom, and they're in the bathroom singing round.
That's actually pretty good.
That's really
It's
fun.
pretty funny,
That's
except
pretty
all
funny.
those guys look like they're about 100 years old.
Yeah.
With long like wigs that are totally black, right?
Well, I don't know if they're wigs or not, but they all have the long hair, and they
Yeah.
really look like 90-year-olds with long hair.
Like, yeah, but two of the original guys are gone. They're dead.
Really?
Yeah, Robin.
Seriously.
One of the guitar players died of AIDS.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like
Yep.
15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, you're right.
And another guy died, and I don't remember the.
Warren DeMartini.
No, that guy's legit, man. That guy can really
Yeah,
play.
he's a good player.
Hey, by the way, that reminds me. I was listening to Jar of Flies, which is an amazing album. I don't know who the fuck the guitarist is.
Oh, that's
Who was that?
I get it on a multiple choice exam. That's a really good album. That was a really good band. That's a band I wish I saw live.
Jar of Flies?
Yeah.
Yeah, Allison.
Alice in Chains.
That
I'm not a huge fan of their other stuff. Like,
I don't think I've ever heard any other stuff.
Jerry Cantrell?
I couldn't name one song
Yes.
from Alice in Chains.
Jerry Cantrell?
Jerry Cantrell.
Right.
Yeah.
amazing.
If you guys have Netflix, check out the Slash documentary, which is really good. Actually.
Really?
Really well filmed. He's an interesting guy. He was like a real big BMX kid. And, it's like his parents were kind of interesting in terms of his upbringing and his whole
Roxy Roker.
What?
Roxy Roker.
No, that's Lenny Kravitz.
That was Lenny Kravitz.
But his mom,
asleep in your arms.
his mom was a like designer, like a costume clothes designer for rock stars. She worked for
That's right.
And I think his dad did album covers and stuff.
Isn't Roxy Roker on the Jeffersons?
Yeah,
That's
that was
Lenny
Lenny Kravitz's mom.
Nice.
You're kidding.
No.
Yeah.
Was she the maid or the
Oh, she was
wife?
a neighbor.
Guy married to the white guy.
Mrs. Willis.
Oh,
What you
Tom
talking
Willis'
about?
wife.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a pretty cool watch. The thing about Slash, he's way more articulate than you think he would be.
Yeah, he speaks really well. Sal Hudson.
He's kind of a smart guy.
Yeah.
Like musically, it's really interesting. His whole like upbringing and background. But Jerry Cantrell gets interviewed, a fair amount in that, which is
Really?
yeah.
I'm done.
Huh.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, you're filling up my hard drive. I'm
All
out.
right, boys. Stay
Don't
safe.
have my hard drive.
all right.
Stay
Next week.
safe, boys.
See you next week.
Bye.
Same bad channel.
Later, dudes.
Joe.